Hello, everyone. Welcome to King's Coach Podcast. Today, I want to talk about the foundation, the fundamental of kingship. This is sort of my testimony. This is my conversation with Jesus. Jesus had taught me the very first thing about kingship. That's the very first time I learned about how to become a king, not only in the business leaders field but also in my life or spiritual life. This is the first thing. Before that, I thought that uh, becoming a king is sort of future thing. After we die, if we are faithful enough, we'll inherit the throne. Beside Jesus, it will become king. But later on, Jesus let me know that's not true. He wants to make us king while we are still live on earth. And this is the first thing he had revealed to me. So I have this leadership coaching company, of course, just like King's Coach, and God called me to this field. And most of you, even though I think you guys are very experienced business leaders, but I think most of you still remember when you were an entrepreneur, and when you just start up, you have ups and downs. Sometimes you're successful, but for most of the time when you're a startup, you're facing a lot of difficulty, a lot of challenges. One of the challenges is that you ran out of your cash, right? So I was called to start this business to be a leadership coach, a King's Coach, and I just I just brought out all my money and tried to invest in it and try my best to run it. And in the day when things didn't run that well, I just have this not exactly doubt. I just having the thought, hey, what if I just spend every dime that I have ever had, and this business is still not working? What's gonna happen? What we're gonna do? And just in that moment, I heard Jesus very clearly, very clearly. He said that if you follow me and you spend all your money, I will return every money you have invested, and I'll put those money in front of a front porch. So this is not like manna. This is not like I'm going, like Jesus is going to bless you, and but you going to go out and try to earn it through the blessing. You're going to earn those blessings by hard working or doing your business. No, Jesus said, I'm going to put those money in front of your front porch. You don't even have to open your door to get it. And this sentence really blew my mind. He said that this is my kingship. Don't rob my kingship. So basically, he meant that he is my king. So if I'm following him and bad things happen to me, he will be responsible for me. And that's not something is, oh, I'm your leader, so I gotta do that, or well, I don't want to, but since I need to be responsible, so I have to. No, he said that this part is like most important part to make me a king, to make me your king, to make me your God, as I going to be responsible for you. I gonna taking care of you. That's my kingship. And you don't, basically Jesus said that you don't take that by your hand and said that, oh, I gonna be responsible for myself because my king not gonna taking care of me. He said that I'm not kind of that king. I'm not that kind of king. Okay, this is my kingship. Don't take away my kingship. And I was so blown away because for the worldly people, what do you think about kingship? What makes you a king? Or I use another term. What makes you a business leader? What makes you a boss? What makes you a business owners? Some people say that, because I own the stocks, or I have this position, the CEO, or I purchased the company, or my father is the board director of the company, or I I own a set of pattern, or I'm the genius that in the company that nobody can lack of me, or or people love me, people listen to me, and I even this all kind of this all these reasons for I don't think there are any worldly leaders say I'm the leader, I'm the owner, I'm the king of this company because I gonna be responsible for everybody. I could taking care of all the awful and bad stuff or things in this company. I will put those on my shoulder. That makes me king. That makes me the king of this company. I don't see a lot of people like some people does that. Some people say this is something important to do that, but I never saw anybody put that on top of everything. Like this is my crown, this is my throne, this is something make me a king. But Jesus just taught me that this make me your king. So this is so blown away, and I told him that Jesus, please just because I'm the guy read Bible, right? Just I don't want this. I don't want this to be like imagination. I knew this is come from this came from you, but if I try to teach other people about this, just give me some verses, give me something from Bible, so I don't feel like this is just, or people don't accuse me, feel like this is just your imagination. So Jesus told me that go to First King chapter 2. So I went there and I read through the whole chapter 2, and I got an idea what Jesus trying to say. So in the First King, I'm not gonna read through that. It's a lot of passages there. So in the First King chapter 2 is talking about David, the King David is about to die, and he's got his final conversation with his son and inherited king Solomon, and then after the conversation he died. And then Solomon have done some actions. First of all, the David, of course, he got some teaching him that you need to follow God, obey his command, and it's good and it's normal. But later on, he start mentioning two people and tell them that, hey, you are wise, you need to how to deal with them. And after David died, Solomon not only taking care of the two people that David had mentioned, and he had taken care of the other two people David hadn't been mentioned. Well, for normal people, they will feel like this is just the new king trying to taking care of this party that against him, or try to make his kingdom at peace. Because in the last phrase of this chapter, it says that thus the kingdom was established in the hand of Solomon. But Jesus used very different perspective to look at this passage. All those people, the four people, I'll name those to you: Joab and Shimei and Adonijah and Abiathar. There's four people. All these four people are not just someone like Solomon hate, or someone like David hate, or whatever. No, those four people actually a threat to the kingdom. But why those four, if they are threats, why David hadn't been taking care of them? Why those four people as a threat, but still staying until now? Because David, even though he's very loving and he built a strong relationship with God, and he's a really strong warrior, and he got a very good influential skill, people love him, but he got the one big weakness. He got a very, very soft heart. So those people, The reason those people became the threat of the kingdom because he is soft. He was soft. So he knew those people are dangerous to the kingdom, but he didn't have the courage. He didn't have the guts to taking care of them. So he passed that on to Solomon. So this Solomon had taken care of those 4 people. He killed 3 of them and fired 1 of them. Solomon taking care of those people not only because Solomon, of course, Solomon don't like them, but the most importantly, those people are a threat to the kingdom, and they came from the previous king, who have incapable of deal with that. So after this, in the chapter 3, then God talked to Solomon and asked, "What do you want from me?" And then Solomon, this is a very famous passage. Solomon asked for the wisdom, so he thus became the wisest man on earth in that era. So the point I want to say is that before Solomon taking care of these 4 people, he already have the throne. He have the position. He have the power. He have the authority. He have the wealth. Well, not the later on wealth, but whatever David had already given to him. Why didn't God talk to him? Because you can have all the money, you can have all the authority, you can have all the power, all the armies, you can have your throne, you can have the position, but you ain't king yet. Until the day you just taking care of all others, until the day you get your hand dirty, until the day you facing this messiness, either this messiness like inherited from the king, the previous king, or the messiness of the created by your people, by people you led, or this messiness was created by this environment, by the industry. Like before you handling the messiness, before you get yourself messy, before you just dive yourself into all these unpleasant and dirty things and be responsible for it, you are not a king. So I'm glad that Jesus had taught me about kingship, about this passage, about how Solomon had dealt with these people, how Solomon has facing his father's weakness and being strong in his father's weakness, and to establish the kingdom in front of God, and then God recognized him. Of course, later little part not intentionally but left off is that before there another thing happened before he God talked to him, is that he worshiped God. He had like a big feast of sacrifice, and he just he said. So I think there are 2 important things of the God recognize you as a king. First of all, just like I said, you are facing all those messiness and be responsible. The other is you need to set your relationship, set your relationship right with God. You need to get yourself right with God, and then God will recognize your kingship, your rulership, and then God will bless you to your business through you, like as you are a king. All right. Hope this will help you. So let me finish, just as usual. Let me finish out with prayer. Heavenly Father, thank you so much that I can explain about kingship to all these wonderful Christian business owners today. So Lord, just I put all of them in front of you, Lord. Just if some of them they can really understand this, or some they really want to try this, but just please bless them. Please just pour out your blessing into them, and please just helping them, like no matter what kind of obstacle they are having, or no matter what kind of difficulty they are having, just help them to get rid of that. Help them build them as a king. Just don't let them just hold up with just position, with money, with power, or just being merely a CEO. Just transform them so they can become kings of yours. So thank you so much. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right, thank you guys. I'll talk to you later.